This is the turntable. It measures 16.5 inches by 13.5 inches and sits 5.5 inches tall. It has a semi-transparent acrylic dust cover that sits atop a wooden plinth with a glossy walnut wood grain finish. While marketed as an entry-level model, its looks are decidedly high-end. The platter is cast aluminum and belt-driven, and the unit comes with a thick rubber slip mat and AT95E phono cartridge. There is a little bit of setup involved out of the box, like installing the platter, counterweight, and balancing the tone arm, but the process is relatively straightforward if you follow the manual. If all of this sounds intimidating, Fluence has a few helpful videos on their product page to help you get started. The turntable controls are straightforward. In fact, there's only one knob. At the front left-hand corner is a selector dial that lets you choose your record speed of 33 1/3 or 45 revolutions per minute. On the back of the unit is where you'll find your hookups for audio input, ground post, phono line selector, auto stop setting, and power port. Although the unit has a built-in preamp, you can elect to use an external one, in which case you'll need to hook up the ground post and select the phono setting. The auto stop setting is nice because it starts spinning the platter only when the tone arm is positioned above the platter, and it stops spinning the platter after it's played the last track on the record. The unit does come with an adapter and audio cable with ground cable, but you'll have to provide your own amplifier and speakers. I'm using this unit with Fluence's Signature Series bookshelf speakers, and I was pretty impressed with the sound. Records play back smoothly with excellent clarity. There's typically little distortion, bright trebles, and full bass across genres. Keep in mind results may vary depending on your preamp, amp, and speaker setup, as well as the condition of your records and if you decide to change the phono cartridge. Now there are cheaper turntables out there, and Fluence even makes a slightly less expensive one, the RT80, for just $200. On the flip side, there are much more expensive ones that only highly attuned ears would pick up the differences in sound quality. But even if you are a seasoned vinyl junkie, I think you'll be able to appreciate the depth and quality that the RT81 provides. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.
The AT-LP7 fully manual belt drive turntable is a precision instrument designed to complement Audio-Technica's innovative VM series moving magnet cartridge line and includes a pre-installed and aligned VM520EB cartridge. Before you can use the turntable, it needs to be set up. Carefully unpack the turntable and verify that you have all of the parts and accessories. Install the platter and drive belt. Carefully place the platter on the spindle and make certain it is fully seated. Slip the drive belt around the platter and gently attach it to the exposed motor pulley. Make certain that the belt is not twisted. Rotate the platter a couple of revolutions by hand to self-center the belt. Next, assemble the tone arm. Remove the twist tie and temporarily secure the tone arm to its rest with the locking clamp. Attach the head shell with VM520EB cartridge by inserting it into the tone arm socket. While holding the head shell in position, rotate the head shell locking ring counterclockwise. As the ring rotates, it pulls the head shell into its seated position. Tighten carefully. Install the counterweight, making certain the black stylus force gauge dial is oriented toward the front. As you rotate the counterweight, it will thread onto the tone arm. Now we will balance the tone arm, set the tracking force, and adjust the anti-skate for the VM520EB cartridge. This important process allows the cartridge to track properly, and failure to do so can cause the stylus to wear prematurely and possibly damage your records. First, set the anti-skate adjustment knob to 0. Make certain that the stylus protector is lowered, protecting the stylus. While gently holding the head shell to stabilize the tone arm, carefully release the locking clamp. At this point, the tone arm is unbalanced and can easily swing. Be careful not to drag the stylus across the platter. While gently holding the head shell, rotate the counterweight until the tone arm is horizontally balanced. It should hover freely just above the platter and not touch the platter surface. Once the tone arm is balanced, without touching the counterweight, carefully move the tone arm to its rest and secure it using the clamp. Now set the stylus tracking force to the manufacturer's recommendation. Every cartridge has a manufacturer's recommended tracking force. Setting the tracking force too light can cause the stylus to skip out of the groove on loud or dynamic passages. Setting it too heavy can cause excessive wear on both the stylus and records, resulting in audio distortion or channel imbalance. The recommended tracking force for the VM520EB cartridge is 2 grams. Locate the black stylus force gauge dial. Marked with numbers and lines indicating different tracking forces, the dial can rotate independently of the counterweight. Without turning the counterweight, carefully rotate the stylus force gauge dial until the 0 on the dial lines up with the center line marked on the top of the tone arm. Now set the tracking force by rotating the entire counterweight assembly in a counterclockwise direction. As you rotate the counterweight, note that the gauge dial rotates with it. Continue turning the counterweight until the 2 value on the gauge dial lines up with the center line mark on the tone arm. You now have set the tracking force properly for the VM520EB cartridge. If you ever change out the cartridge, remember, you must rebalance the tone arm and reset the tracking force to the value required by the new cartridge. The ATLP7 has an anti-skate force adjustment. This small outward force can be applied to the tone arm to compensate for the natural skating force that pulls the tone arm toward the center of the record. For best performance during normal turntable operation, set the anti-skate adjustment knob to the same value as the cartridge tracking force. When properly set up, the tone arm is parallel to the record surface. If you are playing thicker records, adjust the tone arm height. Loosen the tone arm anchor lever, and using the height adjustment dial, raise or lower the tone arm as needed. After adjustments are complete, tighten the tone arm anchor lever. For best performance, the turntable should be level. Using a small bubble level, adjust the turntable's feet as needed to make certain it is level. With the turntable assembled and leveled, the power and audio connections can be made. First, connect the AC power adapter to the turntable and plug it in to a convenient AC outlet. The ATLP7 provides a traditional phono output, along with a built-in magnetic phono preamp providing an RIAA equalized line-level output. This makes it compatible with traditional phono inputs on amplifiers and receivers, along with AUX or line-level inputs on powered speakers, amplifiers, and other audio equipment. If your audio device has its own RIAA magnetic phono preamp, simply set the phono line output selector switch to phono, bypassing the turntable's internal preamp. If you are connecting to an AUX type line level input or powered speakers, place the output selector switch in the line position to use the turntable's internal phono preamp. If your audio device has a separate ground terminal, connect the spade lug on the dual RCA cable to the grounding lug on your audio equipment to help minimize hum. The ATLP7 turntable can also be used with moving coil cartridges. For moving magnet cartridges, including the VM520EB, make certain this switch is set to the moving magnet MM position. Should you choose to install a moving coil cartridge, set the switch to the moving coil MC position. The turntable's dust cover is designed to protect the turntable when not in use and should remain off when records are playing. For more information, visit us on the web at www.audio-technica.com. With advanced technology and sleek contemporary styling, the ATLP5 direct drive turntable brings Audio-Technica's legendary quality and audio fidelity performance into your home. Born of Audio-Technica's rich analog heritage, the ATLP5 incorporates a sophisticated J-shaped tone arm, taking its inspiration from the classic AT models of the 1960s and 70s. Featuring a metallic gimbal suspension system and precision bearings to mitigate tracking errors, the tone arm includes an adjustable counterweight assembly and anti-skate control, making it compatible with a wide range of precision phono cartridges. The lightweight head shell includes a pre-installed high-performance AT95EX dual-moving magnet stereo cartridge, created specifically for this turntable. To further enhance your audio experience, additional head shells are available as an accessory, enabling the user to easily mount and swap out the cartridge of their choice. Designed for serious listening, the AT-LP5 deck is constructed of anti-vibration damping materials, while a heavy metal base insert helps minimize low-frequency acoustical feedback. A precision-machined anti-resonance die-cast aluminum platter, powered by a direct-drive high-torque DC motor, ensures accurate, stable, on-axis rotation at 33 1/3 or 45 RPM speeds. Topping the platter is a heavy 5 mm thick rubber damping mat, which helps improve low-frequency reproduction and reduce coloration. A removable hinged clear dust cover is included to protect the turntable when not in use. The AT-LP5 audio outputs connect directly to stereo receivers and amplifiers having dedicated phono inputs, while the built-in selectable phono preamp enables the turntable to operate with powered speakers, home stereos, and other components having no dedicated turntable inputs. Additionally, the AT-LP5 is equipped with a USB output for direct connection to a computer. Included with the turntable is PC and Mac compatible Audacity recording software, enabling the user to convert their records to WAV or other digital audio file formats. The AT-LP5 direct drive turntable from Audio-Technica. Advanced technology, sleek contemporary styling, performance that looks as good as it sounds.